Hi everybody, this is your one and only teacher Joseph again. We are still on our Impact Focus Life series, and today we will be taking a case study of a Hebrew young man called Nehemiah. What is special about this Hebrew young man? You see, we have come to understand in the books that this Hebrew young man is a guy who was serving a prosperous king back then in their days. He was the king's cupbearer. He was serving the interest of the king. He was having a good relationship with the king. He was having a rapport with the king. In fact, he is so connected to the king, to the extent that when he is not feeling well, the king could detect it. The king could detect it when something is wrong with Nehemiah emotionally. What is this telling us? This is telling us that there is a good relationship between this guy and the king. And if he is having a good relationship with the king, then it should convince us that he was living a good life. He was enjoying life in the palace. But on one instance, he made a statement to the king, "How wouldn't my countenance be sad?" Which means that despite all the good things, the good feeling, the good experience, the enjoyment, there is something missing in the guy's life. There is something that is troubling this young man. And that is because his people or his nation is not living in a good state. When he heard the bad news about his people, suddenly his countenance changed. Suddenly he went into fasting and prayers. He said he ate nothing, he drank nothing. So all what he could do was that to go to God in prayer. This is a guy whose life is centered on impact making. Because if this, we can also see from his story that he's not a selfish person. He's not a self-interest person. He's not a self-seeking person. But he is a guy that is impact focused. He wants to make impacts. He want to change things. He want to change the situation of his people. And so therefore we can learn from this young man that he is an impact focused guy. He is a guy whose life is centered on making impact, leaving a mark on his generation or in his generation. So we can have a lot of things to learn from Nehemiah. Nehemiah was thinking about how he can rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, how he can rebuild the gates of Jerusalem, not about himself. If it was about himself, I'm sure he could have been satisfied with the kind of life and the kind of things he was enjoying at the king's palace. Therefore, I exhort us all that let us live our lives in the order of Nehemiah. That will turn out to be a blessing to our communities, our countries, our continent, and our world. So that when we die, our marks will be left. Our works will speak for us. Our works will continue to be living epistles that people can read and learn from. Thank you. Once again, I'm your teacher, Joseph. A big shout out to the personal development community. I love you all. Let's keep supporting. Let's keep pushing until we get to our destination. We never say never. Thank you.